Inside Morehead State Basketball is brought to you by Jack Rowe Insurance, your independent agent serving all your insurance needs. The Citizens Bank of Morehead, the home of totally free checking. Larry Fannin Chevrolet Buick and GMC. Richard White Wood Products, a premier exporter of Kentucky hardwoods worldwide. Lakeside Christian Academy, located on US 60 West in Morehead. Educating for eternity. Visit us online at lakesidechristianacademy.org. Standifer Builders Paving and Sealing of West Liberty. Professional work at low prices. That's how we roll. The Tim Short Auto Group. Take the short drive to satisfaction. Northcutt & Son Home for Funerals. Serving others as we would like to be served. Commercial Bank of West Liberty, where friendliness prevails. By J.W. Wood and Quality Staves in Wallingford. And by U.S. Bank. All of us serving you.
Hi, everyone, and welcome into this edition of Inside Morehead State Basketball from the campus of Morehead State University and the Academic Athletics Center, just outside the men's basketball offices, as always, along with the interim head coach of the Eagles, Preston Spradlin. I'm David Patrick. And Preston, over the last few weeks, you have preached two words on a consistent basis to your basketball team, and that is discipline and trust. And, Preston, that is playing out on the court.
It is, and we just want to simplify the game for the guys and give them something that they can grab a hold of, that they can take ownership of, and that they can carry over to each and every game, because a game plan is going to change. Adjustments, schemes, defensive things, what's going to work offensively, those are going to change game to game. Different personnel for us is going to work better against some teams as it doesn't against others, and so matchups are going to be key. But the very key thing that can be consistent with our guys each and every game is that they can come with great discipline. They can come in with great discipline in their preparation, off the court, on the court, in the classroom, and just preparing leading up to a game. And I think they've really owned that. You can't have great discipline on the floor and be a good team unless you have great discipline off the floor. So you must mature as a person, not just a player. And then you talk about trust. That's something that we really, with this group of guys, that we've really started to, that's a word that they threw out there. We've got to learn to trust each other as coaches and players and as a unit together, and everyone in our organization. And that all goes back to building that trust. And I think that's what you're seeing right now, is a disciplined group that trusts one another. And it's a lot of fun to watch on the floor.
Stay with us when we come back. Take a look at highlights from Morehead State's game with Tennessee Tech in Cookeville. That's next on Inside Morehead State Basketball.
My family and I own and operate J.W. Wood and Quality Staves in Wallingford, Kentucky. J.W. Wood buys all species of white oak logs that are then cut into staves and exported. We help manufacture more than 14,000 barrels a year. Eastern Kentucky veneer quality hardwood is in high demand internationally, which greatly stimulates the local economy. We are proud to partner with area lumber mills and purchase 95% of our wood locally. We are J.W. Wood.
Moon quickly up the way along the far side, Beeman. Back to Moon, Marrero up top, Xavier Moon yet again. 20 to shoot as he pops from three ball. It's going to go right up top, and that will kick off the scoring. Xavier Moon nails a triple right to Morehead State. Pops over to Trayshawn Williams, and now Moon across the half-court stripe. He'll fire again from three, and yet again he nails it. Right up top, man in his face doesn't care. Savante Frazier along the right wing. Goes Kajon Mack, quick pass to Hugovich. His shot is deflected, and it's going to be a clear path to the basket. Descent will lay it through. Descent, the layup, makes it 10-0, and Steve Payne, he is going to hit the pause button. Moon goes left inside the perimeter. He'll pull up, and the shot is deflected by Ramsey. Stays with Morehead State. Trayshawn Williams will score. Bullet pass to Ramsey. He's at the top of the key now. The Livingston native's feet underneath. The shot by Mack, and he scores. So Tennessee Tech is on the scoreboard. Golden Eagles chasing 10. It's 12-2. They'll get that one on Lamontre Harris, the sophomore. Tech the inbound. Phillips Jr. up and under along the baseline. He's got 6. Left wing Hugovich to Blevins underneath. Colton Nothing home, kick back out, 3 on the way by Rogers. Gets it to drop. Walker front court action, Beeman. Couple of passes, nets it to the left, and Moon fires Steph Curry range, bangs it through. That's not even NBA, it was a little step further than that. Top of the key, it's Mason Ramsey. Slowly dribbles left, picks it up, goes into the corner, Kayjon Mack. Ramsey calling for it again, Mack not getting it to him, instead kicks it up top, and Jugovic spins in a 3. Boarded by Mack. Golden Eagle basketball into the front court, Frazier. Corner, 3 by Jugovic, he's got 2 straight. Nails the 3-pointer. Tech down 3. Jugovic slowly dribbles right to left. Goes Rogers, pulls up, this for the tie, it's in! Free throw line, handoff. Over to Henry, back outside, Phillips, here's Mack to control. Rogers, full head of steam forward, loses it, kicks it rather, over to Phillips, who buries a 3. Top of the key, it's Micaiah Henry. Takes the dribble, right hands off Kayjon Mack. Mack to Jugovic. Jugovic step back on a 3. Man in his face, he doesn't care. Jugovic drains the triple. Eagle basketball with Xavier Moon. Gingerly crosses the half-court stripe. Moon eyes the Golden Eagle defense, gets a screen. Williams pulls up. The 3 is through. It's a big-time 3 by Xavier Moon. Brings it to a 4-point game, 67-63. A bucket, Morehead State grabs the advantage. Moon goes left, pulls up from the elbow and sinks it. What a big shot for the senior. Xavier Moon's got 25. Tech down a point with 1:15 left. It is Mack to Jugovic. He will fire a 3 and bury it. Alexa Jugovic, left wing triple. He's got 21, Tech by 2. It'll be Moon to inbound near side. Marrero is out there. Descent. So is Walker's. It goes corner descent. He goes Harris, fires a 3 for the tie off the side of the rim. It's out of bounds and it stays with Morehead. 0.9 left. Descent will inbound. It's Marrero, Harris, Walker, and Moon. Also out there. Gotta get a 3 look. Descent, corner, Moon, a prayer at the buzzer. It's not gonna go. And that is your ball game. Into the corner, threw it up with a change of direction. It does not go. Tough look, he actually hit the rim, and that's your ball game. What a thriller. Tennessee Tech holds on. The Golden Eagles win it tonight, 76-73.
Hello, I'm Gary Markham with Tim Short Auto Group. I'd like to welcome you to visit our brand new location on Kentucky 801 North, just off I-64. We have more than 4,000 vehicles in stock, new Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, Ram, and Ford, and offer a limited lifetime powertrain warranty. For more than 20 years, Tim Short has been serving your friends and neighbors. Now we invite you to take the short drive to satisfaction here in Morehead, Kentucky. We are Tim Short Auto Group.
Welcome back in to Inside Morehead State Basketball here on the CW Lexington, and Preston, with success comes to individual success. And if you look at the statistical leaders in the OVC, it's loaded with Morehead State players, and that's good news for this program.
It's great news. You know, we talk about all the time since we, you know, going into the transition and taking over, what things did we change? And I feel like we did the most changing defensively. And I was really worried, you know, being a first-time coach, of what do you spend the most time on? Do you want to have a defensive identity or an offensive identity? And so finding that balance for me in practice and in preparation for games was something that I really had to be mindful of. So we did a lot of things defensively that we felt like were really going to help us win. And my philosophy offensively is it's all about the players. You know, we're going to run a lot of good things, and by no means am I reinventing the wheel with anything that we're doing, but they have to have great confidence, and they have to have the discipline and the trust that we talked about in the first segment. But above all, they've got to really enjoy playing with one another, sharing the ball, which you're seeing, and play with that great confidence and know that, you know, Coach allows me to take these shots. He allows me to make these passes. He encourages me to make these types of plays for my teammates. And so then what you're seeing is a team that is really fun to watch on the offensive end, and our defense is allowing us to get up and down and create some of those easier opportunities and play fast and use our speed, because we are turning people over and rebounding the ball at a good rate.
Individually, scoring-wise, Xavier Moon, who we both believe is the best guard in the OVC right now, 6th in the OVC at scoring at just over 17 a game. Rico Marrero ranks 5th in the OVC in rebounding, 9 rebounds a game. Offensive rebounds, Rico is 2nd, almost 4 a game. Field goal percentage, I think Trashad Williams leads the world in field goal percentage. At one time, made 27 straight shots at home. He's first at 73% field goal percentage. Assists, Xavier Moon 2nd in the OVC at almost 7 a game, which is incredible considering what he scores. Free throw percentage, Lamontre Harris and Ronnie Beeman 9th and 10th. Steals, once again, Xavier Moon 2nd, 1.9. Three-point percentage, Jordan Walker is 3rd, over 50% from the three-point line. Assist to turnover ratio, Xavier Moon is 2nd at 2.8. And, of course, minutes played. I don't think Xavier Moon ever comes off the floor. He's 2nd in the OVC at 38.9 minutes per game. Xavier Moon, and we're going to have him on later on in the show on the Eagle Profile segment. But Preston, I'll tell you what, he has had a spectacular senior year.
You know what? He's just having so much fun. You know, he leads the league in minutes played, and that's something we've talked about here on the show. I've talked about with Chuck on the radio. I'd like to get that cut down a little bit, and that's, you know.
But it's hard to take him off the court.
It's hard to take him off, and, you know, I think as this season goes on, we'll be able to do that a little bit more with guys like Jordan, who's playing so well, Miguel, handling the ball handling load, and still being able to get us into those things.
As we mentioned, still ahead, the Eagle Profile, sponsored by U.S. Bank. Today we feature senior guard Xavier Moon, who's just been special all season long. That's next on Inside Morehead State Basketball.
Hey friends and loggers, this is Richard White of Richard White Wood Products. For 40 years we've been a buyer of logs and timber and a premier exporter of Kentucky hardwoods worldwide. We're proud to work for loggers throughout eastern Kentucky, and we'll pay you the top dollar for your timber and logs. We're located 3 miles south of Morehead, just off Kentucky 519. We work hard to earn your business, and we welcome it here at Richard White Wood Products.
Time now for the Eagle Profile, brought to you by U.S. Bank. All of us serving you.
Welcome back to Inside Morehead State Basketball. This week's Eagle Profile is a special senior guard for us, the man, number 22, the X-Man, Xavier Moon. And Xavier, just so glad to have you on the show, my man. And let's talk a little bit about, first thing I want to talk about with you is talk about your role with leadership with this group. You know, we have 3 freshmen. You know, you're a senior, you're our point guard, you're our leader. Talk about what this leadership means to you for this group.
It means a lot to me. I know coming into this season, my role is going to change a lot. So I just try to step up and just try to lead in the best way possible. Step up, be a leader for the freshmen, and just doing what I need to do on and off the court so that we can be successful.
I tell you, you've done a great job with that. You know, roles change all the time, as we know, and Xavier just has really stepped up to the plate with that, not just in his play on the floor, but in the classroom and off the court with these guys, and I'm just so proud of you. But let's talk about real quick. We talked about earlier in the show recruiting and how important recruiting is for us, and the recruiting process for me, I really like to dive in and get to know the families, and you have got one of the greatest families that I've gotten to know throughout recruiting, and everybody in Xavier's family's got a great big smile just like him. They got a great attitude, and they really care about one another, and they certainly care about Xavier Moon. So talk about your family specifically, who's so important to you, you know, and what they mean to you.
Probably the most important people in my family would be my mom, my grandma, and my great-grandma. Growing up in the house with my grandma and my great-grandma, they really showed me how to be respectful, how to treat people, how to greet people. Yes, ma'am. No, ma'am. Yes, sir. No, sir. So just growing up in their house, they taught me how to be, come up and be the right man. And my mom, she's everything to me. With the passing of my stepdad, I just had to step up and be the man of the house, and I just try to do the best I can so I can make her happy.
He's got a pretty special uncle as well that plays a big role in his life. I know I talk to him periodically and throughout the recruiting process, and he was a pretty good player as well, still is. But talk about Jamario for just a second.
He's been probably the most encouraging person that I've had in my family. Going through the whole process, knowing what it is to play college basketball, being in the pros. So he just tells me that just be patient and wait on my time, and just to work hard and work harder than the next man.
You know what? And Jamario is really hard on Xavier. He pushes him and wants him to be as good as he can. He may have a game where he has a career high 26, and Jamario will say, "Why didn't you have 28? You know, why'd you miss that free throw at the end? Your coach shouldn't even started you the next game doing all that." But he's got an unbelievable support system, which, as we talked about earlier in the show, is so important to building that brand that we have here, building that family atmosphere. And I'm just so proud of Xavier and everything he brings to us. Talk about real quick something else that a lot of people don't get to see behind the scenes. That's what this show is all about. After every game, when we go through the cheerleading tunnel and all that, before we go in the locker room, Xavier's the last one to get in the locker room after every game. Why is that? There's something you do after every game that's so important to you and so many young ones that you make sure you do. What is that?
Well, I had the little kids line up in the tunnel, and we all do the little shoulder bump. Like every little kid that I've seen every game, they line up in the tunnel, and I go down the tunnel, I do the little shoulder bump with them. So, I mean, that's just probably after game tradition right now. So just keep it going.
And stuff like that goes so far in the community because those are young Morehead State fans, potential Morehead State players and students down the road. So when they come to games, we want to make sure that they have a great experience. And the best way that we can do that is just getting them around people like Xavier Moon and letting them see and lead by example of the brand that we have here. And the brand is a family atmosphere with great people. Thanks so much, Xavier, for being on the show. We'll be right back with Inside Morehead State Basketball.
Hello, this is Larry Fannin, and I want to invite you to visit us in person or online to see how you can benefit from our personal touch. We do business the old-fashioned way with a handshake and a promise, and I'll personally look at every sales offer we present to make sure that it's our best and that it will save you the most. My goal is to offer you the best prices, the most savings, and the best service in the industry. Come in and see us for our personal touch, and I'll make sure that you're 110% satisfied.
Welcome back to Inside Morehead State Basketball here on the CW Lexington alongside Preston Spradlin. I'm David Patrick. Thank you for being with us on this Saturday. We've moved up a day because of a ACC basketball. Upstaged by the ACC. What's up with that on a Sunday afternoon?
I tell you, the OVC should be in there. We've got some great basketball in our league, and I don't know. The ACC is all right, but, you know, I'll roll with the Ohio Valley on that one.
I'm with you. Preston, coming up is an open week, and that is crucial for this program, not only for practice time, but also you talked about study time, which is more important than anything, also recruiting. If I'm a player that is capable of playing at Morehead State University and you're recruiting me, what's your pitch?
You know what? I tell people I'm very, very honest with them. We're almost too honest to a fault. I tell them and their parents, parents, first of all, let me say that. It's very important to find out who's involved with these kids, and we want to recruit great kids of high character who have, important people in their lives. And sometimes it's two parents, sometimes it's one. It may not be a parent at all. It may be a mentor, it may be a youth minister, it may be their coach. Whoever that person is, we want to make sure that they're heavily involved because once they get here, we really are embracing that family atmosphere that makes Morehead State really special. So everyone must be pleased and committed to the process and understand what goes on here. And it's like an open book policy. We're very transparent. Our players who are here now, we talk to their parents all the time. They call us with their concerns, with their happiness, whatever it may be. But that's a commitment we make to them going forward. And so, we have a lot to sell here at Morehead. I tell them all the time, I'm not a salesman. I don't have a marketing degree. I'm very honest in everything that I tell them. But the number one thing that I tell them is, I'm going to take care of your son. And then the other part of that is we really dive into finding out everything we can about these kids. Not just are they good basketball players. Certainly they're going to be great players. That's what attracts us to them in the beginning. But there are lots of players out there who are good enough to play at the OVC level, to play at Morehead State. But do you have that special thing that makes Morehead special? Can you come here? I tell guys straight up, if you're into things other than basketball and books and family, this is not a good place for you, because I cannot hide you.
And Preston, I've heard you say that a lot, because you've told me about players who could have helped you on the court, but quite honestly would have been a liability off the court. And not trying to speak bad of them personally, but their lifestyle and their choices are not consistent with what you preach here.
Absolutely, and we owe it to our fans. We owe it to the university
and to their teammates,
to the teammates and their families, to make sure that we're surrounding them with the right type of people that have the same mindset as the ones that have come here and been successful before. And so I got a line I tell kids. If you're asking what my line is, I say, hey man, if 94 feet and 2 hoops doesn't get it done for you, Morehead State is not the place. I called a kid the other day, and we're getting ready for shoot-around against Eastern Kentucky. I'm sorry, shoot-around's over. Shoot-around was at 1 o'clock. It went for 55 minutes. And at 3 o'clock, I'm sitting there on the bench, and Xavier is out there working out on the floor. He won't leave the gym. So I pick up the phone, and I call the kid who I've spent a lot of time recruiting, talking about Xavier Moon, and I say, you know what he's doing right now? He won't leave the gym. And that's why he is so special, because that's all he wants to do. He's pure at heart. He respects the game. He loves the game of basketball. He loves Morehead, the Morehead State community. And that's why people embrace someone like Xavier Moon. And that's the type of kids we want to continue to bring in here. And with a bye week coming up, we're on the road at Jacksonville State. We'll have an opportunity when that game is over to really hit the recruiting trail and go out and touch some of these kids and see them and let them see our face, let them see that Morehead brand in their gym, and before we have a chance to bring them on campus at the end of the season.
Keep doing what you're doing. Thanks so much for watching this week on Inside Morehead State Basketball, and we'll see you next week right here on the CW Lexington. On behalf of the Morehead State coach Preston Spradlin, I'm David Patrick. Again, thanks for watching, and we'll see you next Sunday.
Inside Morehead State Basketball was brought to you by Jack Rowe Insurance, your independent agent serving all your insurance needs. The Citizens Bank of Morehead, the home of totally free checking. Larry Fannin Chevrolet Buick and GMC. Richard White Wood Products, a premier exporter of Kentucky hardwoods worldwide. Lakeside Christian Academy, located on US 60 West in Morehead. Educating for eternity. Visit us online at lakesidechristianacademy.org. Standifer Builders Paving and Sealing of West Liberty. Professional work at low prices. That's how we roll. The Tim Short Auto Group. Take the short drive to satisfaction. Northcutt & Son Home for Funerals. Serving others as we would like to be served. Commercial Bank of West Liberty, where friendliness prevails. By J.W. Wood and Quality Staves in Wallingford. And by U.S. Bank. All of us serving you.